Hello and welcome to another episode of Games with Ames, and today we are playing Chromatic Black in Historic on Arena. So this deck is, well, the name kind of says what it's trying to do. It's a mono black deck that plays Chromatic Lantern to have kind of a busted top end and utility package of Mastermind's Acquisition and Golos. The deck is just really good cheap interaction. I think this deck is poised to be pretty good. I think it's pretty good against the cheap low-to-the-ground creature decks like Gruul, and it's just really good at interacting on the first two turns of the game. Bloodchief's Thirst and Thoughtseize are just the best one-mana spells in the format for interacting, and they're both in black. So that feels really good. We just have a slew of interaction. I'm trying the 4 Gifted Aetherborn in the main. This one is, I'm not sure if I like it, what if I'm going to be seeing how it performs for us. It seems kind of like an auto-include in your mono black deck. It's like, well, why wouldn't you play this? The reason is that it's your only creature that you're really playing until the later game with Golos. So if your opponent has a removal spell, well, it's just getting pointed at this. But with Burning Tree Emissary on nerf, I think there'll be more decks trying to utilize that to play aggressive red-green decks. And this isn't block Questing Beast, but it trades profitably with Burning Tree Emissary and the 1-drops in those decks. So I think it's pretty good. Extinction Event, best board wipe. I do want to try Languish Split instead of 3 Extinction Event because, again, I think decks like Gruul, they have 1s, they have 2s, they have 3s, they have 4s, and I like having the split to have just a solid board wipe. Ugin, best top end. You could potentially want 4 in this deck, depending if you go up to a 4th Chromatic Lantern, because even if you don't ramp into it with Cabal Stronghold, which we'll touch on in a second, you do just have a lot of Artifact ramp, and Golos does ramp you. Leon Dreadhorde General, as you'll see in the games, isn't really worth it. I kind of wanted another value top-end card. I think I'm just going to replace it with a 4th Maze Mind's Tome. I did find myself trimming this against aggro, but I don't know if that's definitely correct because it was very strong. And, so something that the deck kind of is built around, other than Golos and Mastermind's Acquisition, is Cabal Stronghold, which gives you all the mana. This card is you pay 3 and tap it to add black for each swamp you control. And if we look at our mana here, we have 18 swamps. You know, the only other things we have Bajuka Bog. For graveyard decks, we can fetch off a Golos. Castle Lochwain if we're empty-handed or just trying to survive and draw cards. It's pretty good. Not sure if it's worth it, but it's pretty free. Cascading Cataracts, which we play because, our only ways to activate Golos is Chromatic Lantern. But if we play our Golos, Cascading Cataracts is something we can just grab off the Golos to get activated. So yeah, this allows us to ramp up on top of this. So we can just play Ugins on like turn 5, turn 6. Go to our sideboard here. Grafdigger's Cage, the best card. Best sideboard card in the format, I think. It stops Collected Company. It stops Muxus. It stops Cat Oven. It stops Kroxa coming back. It stops Claim Fame. Basically shuts down the Black-Red Arcanist deck and has a really great text box against Goblins and Sacrifice and the Neoform combo deck. So I think this card, in most of your control decks, you want to board 3 to 4 this card moving forward. Noxious Grasp, red-green's going to be pretty popular, so I wanted to have 3 of this. And then we have a bunch of 1-drops that we can board in. You know, if we need board wipes, we'll board in the Extinction Event. But some of these, most of the time, just stay in our sideboard. Our package is pretty small. I'm not sure what you want to play. These seem fun and cool. I'm not sure what the most optimal version of this is, so if you have big, expensive cards, just throw them in your sideboard and see what happens. But we have Banefire, Ulamog, Inspired Ultimatum, draws cards, gains life, Ruinous Ultimatum, basically one-sided planar cleansing. I don't know if it's necessary because Ugin basically does this, but I thought it was going to be cool and fun to try out. Thought Distortion, great against, all the control decks. Decks like Blue, White, and Bant control, this is great against. And then, Extinction Event, we know what that does. Necromentia, it's basically a cranial extraction effect against assorted combo decks. It's not always going to be good. You may play, 10 matches on ladder and never need it, but it being one of in your sideboard that you can grab with one of your Mastermind's Acquisitions, I think is worth it. And Elder Spell, good against like the Bant control decks, and potentially the Sultai decks that have, like their Teferis, their Narsets, maybe their Nissas. So I think it's worth having 1. So yeah, that's the deck. It performed pretty well for us here. Very good against aggro, which you'll see. And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the gameplay. Alright, this hand is pretty good. I mean, we have some lands, we have some removal, we have some ramp, we have some cards, we have a threat. That's mostly for blocking and gaining life, so yeah, this seems fine. Probably just gonna dump the Bajuka Bog on one, because we kind of have, like, you know, 1, 2, 3 this game, so don't really care to have a tap land in the middle of our curve here. And, well, it's a deck that doesn't care about it, so that's awesome. I think I'm going to go Gifted Aetherborn here, because turn 3 we can go Chromatic Lantern into Bloodchief's Thirst on the Skirk Prospector. Potentially also if they have double Skirk Prospector, then this isn't what we want to spend this card on. Yeah, so just go Chromatic Lantern into Bloodchief's Thirst. This takes them off of their ability to, well, do broken mana things. This is another matchup where Grafdigger's Cage is really good because it just like stops Muxus, and that's the entire meme of Goblins. It's the most of the game playing right. The deck's not very good at grinding, at least not better than most other decks. So the main reason that it's busted is because of this card right here. So if you can keep them off of ways to use that a lot, then you're in a pretty good position. I think I just want to play this and draw a card. I could play both of these, which I guess feels pretty good because it starts applying pressure, but if I draw a board wipe, then I don't want to board wipe away my own guys. I guess it kind of just develops more, so I'm going to do it. They don't have anything, so if they have clunky cards in their hand, might as well get on board. That's reasonable. And they had one off the top of their deck. Alright, well, they didn't do anything super busted there, so we're totally okay with that one. Iron Crag Feet as another way. That's such a meme. Why would you ever play this card? I mean, I guess it helps you play this faster sometimes, but it's also a sorcery that you can't hit off of this. That makes it worse. What other cards do they reveal? Do we get to see? We don't? Or is it's look, right? It's not reveal. Reveal top 6 cards. Yeah, I don't get to see what they revealed. That's neat. I thought we would get to see. I must have clicked past it or something without realizing. Yeah, I mean, we just block here. And I don't think it's worth blocking there because, yeah, we can just remove this to make that smaller. I mean, this does put them where they can Muxus us the following turn as well, so... we can Heartless Act this. We can also just Bloodchief's Ascension it. I think I'm going to do this because it uses all my mana. I mean, if we do this, all else we're doing is Maze Mind's Toming. That's probably okay, I guess. If they don't have a land, then we can just draw a card. So I kind of like this a little bit better. No reason to attack. Just sit back on defense. They have another land. They can Muxus us. In which case we might need to Heartless Act the Muxus if they find more Chieftains. Hopefully they whiff here. I mean, they have a Matron on top. Just gonna tutor up another one because that's fair and reasonable. And they hit another Chieftain. Okay. So we're just gonna sacrifice. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Play this. I could have just died here, right? Like our opponent gave up killing us? Question. Why don't they just attack? Why didn't they play this? Why are they giving me outs? I don't understand. I'm very confused as to the nature of their plan here, but maybe they're creating a scenario where I have potential outs, so I'm not too mad about it, I guess. Yeah, we just kill that, and then we go block here, block here. And they sacrifice it to prevent the life gain? Sure. You got it. Still block. Shrinks everything else pre-combat, so we gain 2, but it's a net loss of 1, 2, 3, 4 for them. So we would have lost 2 more life there, so they just gained us 2 life. So that's pretty cool. I'm not really... I mean, they just grabbed a... Did they grab... No, they grabbed a Krenko here, so... And I killed both their ways to give it haste. They might have just foobarred their way out of this game, honestly. Which is really funny, because I should not be able to beat what they did, but... Sure? Question mark? see what we can find. I don't really care about Mind Stone. I mean, they're keeping both of these in play, so that's a thing. So I can't really get them off of it with Bloodchief's Thirst, but I just go up to this Conspicuous Snoop to keep them off of things. I think I'm just going to let this go, because I want to just use it to draw cards. 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. We can go odds. Which exiles both of these. I don't think that's worth it. I think I'm just going to go after the Conspicuous Snoop. They're going to play Krenko next turn, though, and this hits evens, hits all the evens, so I don't think that's correct. So I'm just going to hit next and just let him go, because I foresee going evens with an Extinction event to hit Krenko in both of these. So no attacks, just draw a card off of the Maze Mind's Tome. I'm not sure if I like this card more or less than Treasure Map so far. It's sweet, that's for sure. And it's new, but the rainbow mana that you get from the treasures is really big, and also the ramp that you get from Treasure Map is nice. But this does, gain life, and does help you get draw cards easier. Like we're drawing cards right here. It's awesome. Sure, yeah. So I think, we just attack in for 2 here. They probably chump block, or they just let it go through. I mean, I don't know why they would chump block, but yeah. And then we just Extinction on evens and wipe out most of what they have here. Doesn't really matter what we do here. Just do this. They can produce mana for reasons unknown. I mean, they wouldn't do it because they don't know what I'm going to choose. I mean, I guess they can assume evens, but if they sacrifice their even cost, then we choose odd. Yeah, lose our Gifted Aetherborn, but we get rid of their Krenko and their Conspicuous Snoop, so that's pretty good. I don't know that I really need to kill one of these because, well, they have 2. So we're going to get to use this ability either way. We have this about to pop, gain some life, Golos, so we might be able to create enough time to protect against the next Muxus swing. Am I going to scry here? Yeah, I think so. I think I just want to gain the life, and this is fine. We're kind of just okay with the land here. So if we see one, we'll just keep it on top. Yeah, we're fine with that. Boop. Boop. Another swamp is close to letting our Cabal Stronghold do something. Let's grab that to get this closer to producing mana. Don't feel like I need to do this at all. Yeah, so if they don't have Muxus here, we can just keep buying time, which does not appear that they do. I'm looking pretty good. I don't think I'm going to use this here because I would like to use it to draw a card. And I'm activating Golos next turn every time. Alright, we are going to play this first because it helps our Cabal Stronghold produce mana, which is a big deal, because it allows us to activate our Maze Mind's Tome. Well, that was neat, but again, we're going to make all of our land drops because of this Golos, so, we missed out on those lands, but it's fine. Let's go ahead and draw a card here. Leave a black open in case we want to cast this card, or we'll play the card that we draw. Gain 4 life. Languish, that can help protect if we have enough life to survive the next Muxus swing. Matron is not great for us because that means they just go grab Muxus here, and can they play it? They can, because they have land, they have that. So hopefully we don't die here. If we don't die, this Languish is going to be fantastic, but there are draws that hit that and kill us. They didn't get it, so I think we're just, I think we're very well set up to be in this game, right? Nothing has haste. Let me just wipe this board. And they're going to be hard-pressed to actually come back in it. Thoughtseize does 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 7. So if we do this, we have to hit a land to Languish. I feel like that's okay. I want to create that. I want to generate that value. I want to risk it for the biscuit. Yeah, and we got there. Believe it or not. No, we didn't find a land. We found mana rocks. Yeah, we have no reason to eliminate here. So, and yeah. So we can potentially, create enough awkward scenarios for our opponent and, wipe the board to where we can be in this game. So yeah, this is definitely a game where Graph Digger's Cage, something that we're all about. I'm not sure if I want to board in 3 or 4. I mean, we can access them either way with the Masterminds acquisition. I don't want to be in a scenario where I get aggroed out because I just like drew double cage and no removal. But I think it's important enough because if we keep them off of Muxus, then our board wipes clean up their random threats. So gonna board that in. Again, Leon's Red General, not great. I think Maze Mind's Tome is kind of slow. I think Mastermind's Acquisition is potentially pretty slow here. Yeah, this card seems really... I mean, I think I want a couple just to like end the game, but I think it is pretty slow. I guess there's one where we maybe want to cut all of them. But I think it's just like the high end. If we have tons of mana, we can just go get one of these really expensive great cards. And really, it's the whole name of the deck. So, like, what are you doing if you're cutting this card? Maybe we just cut the Maze Mind's Tomes on the draw. I'm okay with that. It's a cool card, and it was decent that game. It was fairly good that game, but it's slow, and we're on the draw. Opponent goes first. This is an awkward hand that we can lose. If we don't draw, things to do. But we have Cage. So we're going to be really greedy. Should we keep this hand? Probably not. Are we going to? 100%. And what's our lands? I'm so good at this game. I mean, I'm also like over the line. We're so far on the Iron Craft and we're really good at lands. What else matters here? It's keep on the things on hand. That's what kills. Unfortunately, things there. Hey, that's the hand. So we try and kind of move it out. This is actually a hand. So we're good. This is these right here. Yep, everything's the same. This hand's way better. I mean, we're on the play, so now we run the risk of do we just get screwed on mana? But we have Cage, we have Interaction. This is a hand where we want to draw 5 straight lands off the top, to be fair. So maybe we'll be lucky. Scrage shuts down nonsense. We just always Mind Stone here. This isn't that busted. Alright, so we just want to rip lands. Might be a good draw because we could go Chromatic Lantern and Eliminate if they play like a Conspicuous Snoop or something to help them grind a little bit. Alright, still looking for lands. What I'm talking about. Alright. This allows us to guarantee Golos next turn. And we can eliminate whatever their turn 3 play is, if it's like a Lord or whatever it may be. Yeah, that just catches this Eliminate. They'll get past when they can sacrifice it to play a Goblin. Alright, what do I got going on? Alright, well, we can't, what, we have 3, 4, 5, yes, we can't play this and then use it for mana. So we're just dumping a Golos. And we can do 1 or 2 things. We can grab... Take action, yeah. We can grab Cascading Cataracts as insurance if they have a way to blow up Chromatic Lantern. But I think we're going to grab a Cabal Stronghold because we want to get this to start producing a lot of mana, which we're only 2 swamps away from. And I imagine if they have a way to blow up an artifact, they're going to blow up our Cage to unlock their Muxus. Okay, they drew a way to blow this up, so they might just go after our Golos here and try and beat us down. Interesting. Maybe they don't have Muxus? Or maybe they just feel like they need to stop this before they stop this? I don't really know. It just destroys colorless non-land permanent. Yeah, they could have killed any of these. That's interesting. I mean, thankfully we drew double Golos. Matron, I assume for another one of these, not the Wily Gum, another Crater Maker to blow up our Cage. Is Goblin Trashmaster a card that exists? Does that exist in this format? I don't know. No, apparently not. We could go, let's see, what, 4, 5, 6. We could go Mind Stone into Golos, but I think I'm just going to go Thoughtseize into Golos. We don't really care about Warchief. We just grab the Krenko, and then dump a Golos, grab another Swamp, and then we start activating it next turn. And riding the Golos value train to a win here. And they can't really attack because we have Golos, 3/5, great blocker. We could. How much mana can we make here? Now this is net even at the moment. We only have 4 swamps. Yeah, so we just activate our goals here every time. Hopefully, like, hit Nugan and win the game on the spot. We didn't, but we did hit a Languish. So, definitely ripping that. They could have had a the cycly damage one there to kind of screw us over, but it doesn't really matter. Might as well play this, so it's in our graveyard, because why not? And, yep, Cage really holding down the fort. I mean, if this is a Muxus, I mean, this could have been a completely different game if they blew up the Cage. I mean, they kind of blew up something that we had an answer for, but here's what it is. Or something that we had multiples of. Okay, well now we just play another Cage. Play out a Swamp. Play out one of these bad boys. Yeah, just grab a little Mug. We have complete control of the game. They're not going to beat us. So let's just grab a little Mug. We can play it next turn for Chromatic Lantern. Most mana efficient, or most mana efficient play. And there's no reason to attack. Just stay back to block Asters. Yeah, and they're out of here, so Grafdigger's Cage, great sideboard card. Alright, yeah, interaction, ramp, lands. Definitely keep these. Shock and a Stomping Ground. Alright, is Burning Tree Emissary deck? Likely a Burning Tree Emissary deck, so yeah, we just take them off of this ramp because it's busted. Land Wealth was broken. We couldn't Mind Stone there because this only produces colorless and we need black, so couldn't do that. But we have an Extinction Event and we have some ramp, so if we can develop next turn, Extinction Event the following turn, we can potentially be somewhere. Hopefully they don't just rattle off like 3 Burning Tree Emissaries. Okay, they have none. That's awesome for us. This is a 1-drop. They didn't have a 2-drop, and this, so we can go. It's kind of awkward, but I think we're just gonna wait on these. We're again kind of in a weird position where we can't Mind Stone into this because it produces colorless and we need the black, and we can't Chromatic Lantern into this, so I'm just gonna play this down as a blocker, and then if they play a 3-drop, we just Extinction Event on odds, and we're in a great position. Okay, they do have a Burning Tree Emissary, so Extinction Event is potentially going to be awkward because we're going to want to use our Gifted Aetherborn here. Sure, yeah, I mean, we still Extinction Event on odds here. They didn't do anything. Okay. Does that mean we want to wait 4, 5, 6? We're potentially able to do this. Nah, I don't think so. I think we just take our 2 for 1. Chill back. If they have a Questing Beast here, that sucks, but I mean, hopefully we'll find an answer to that. Okay, they do have Perfect Curve. Questing Beast on 4. Alright, that's not something that matters, so we just go here into here, and then we hope we draw an answer to that. Can't really attack because they'll just attack back for 2, so it doesn't really gain anything, and it can potentially block other haste creatures that aren't Questing Beast. Yeah, we just do this. I mean, I'm sure they have a second Questing Beast in their hand, but, like, we need to not die, so we jam this, we draw a card. We try and, you know, find something that could potentially answer a second Questing Beast here. Maybe we're in Magic Christmas Land and they don't have a second Questing Beast. Okay, they have another haste threat, sure. Either way, they kill the Liliana, but it's not a Questing Beast, which is great for us. They got a Thoughtseize. Are you kidding me? Oh, God. That's so busted. We were 1 land away. I mean, I think we're in a good position because we're going to have land to Gifted Aetherborn, and they can't attack past it, so I guess that looks good. I mean, I guess I'll just sacrifice this to draw a card now, because why not? Yeah, I'll just hold that up and wait. Not a bad spot. We have a lot of good draws. Yeah, now we just draw a card here. Another Ugin, but we sacrificed our Mind Stones, so we're still 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're still far away. I think I want to not draw a card because I don't want them to be able to high roll something out of my deck. I know that sounds weird, but I think it's correct to do this. And just hold on to it. Annex, that's an interesting one. I don't think I've seen that one before in this like questing beast deck. It doesn't exactly synergize well, but it's a solid card. Are they attacking here, or... I mean... I always block because I'm 12. If they have a combat trick, they have a combat trick. Like... Trying to fake me out? They have shock or something? Sure. Yeah, just gonna play out a Golos here. Grab a Cabal Stronghold. Now we have a Partless Act, which can interact with anything we need to. And we also could draw a card off Man's Mind's Tome if they do nothing we need to interact with. I don't think any of this requires interaction, so we're just going to draw a card. They might just attack because they feel like they have to. Yeah, I mean they're not winning this game anymore, I don't think. I'm just going to Ugin because that's a lot safer. That makes a lot more sense to me than risking something off the Golos, just -3 and just knock them right out of this game. Yep. Burning Tree Emissary, Red Green Acrodex. I think I'm going to pick up in popularity, and I think that this deck is pretty decent, and if they become very, very popular, you can definitely, like Mono Black has the tools, right? Like, Mono Black has the removal tools. So, I definitely think, you know, black mid-rangey style decks, or just straight Mono Black are pretty well positioned. Potentially, at least in this metagame. I don't know how to feel about this Liliana Dreadhorde General. I mean, it's awkward against haste threats, but it's a 6-drop that makes 2/2s that block, but they don't block Questing Beast, so I guess I don't want it. This card probably just shouldn't be in this list. I'm not sure exactly what I want. I want something that's not just a 1-for-1. Maybe just a 4th Maze Mind's Tome, although I think I'm going to trim some of this here. Maybe trim a Golos, I don't know. That card's just so good, it blocks so well. I don't think I can really trim on that. Maybe not 3 Noxious Scraps, because they have plenty of red creatures. This deck's also playing Annex, so they're potentially a little bit more red. Kills Questing Beast, kills Land Elves, kills Burning Tree, Pelk Collector and stuff, but we don't want to be caught with, like, double Noxious Grasp in our hand. Our opponent has a red creature and a green creature, and then we just die to the red creature. So I think 2's fine. Maybe we should board out something bigger. You know, maybe Mastermind's Acquisition is just, like, too clunky in this matchup, and that's probably true. I feel like I'm too gun-shy in terms of cutting those. I feel like I probably should be cutting them more. Because, like, you don't really want to draw it until the very late game, and you already have things that you're good to draw in the late game. Like, here, like, we would just rather this be a removal spell. I'm on the draw. This hand has lands, it has a Thoughtseize, which isn't great here, but I think it's fine. Potentially keeps them off of, like, you know, Burning Tree turns that are busted. Yeah, this card, we should probably be more proactive about cutting this card completely. Like, we don't need to tutor for big busted cards out of our sideboard. Like, Golos and Ugin are enough to win the game after we stabilize with our removal options. They mulligan on the play, so hopefully we can just run them out of stuff. Nothing on 1, that's not great, but I mean, if they're slow, maybe these Thoughtseizes are good. Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to use these to interact as we can, right? Of course they do a 2-drop with haste off the top. Of course they did. I don't really think we can not play this here. We don't really want them to draw lands because we don't want them to play Questing Beast on 4, but we don't really want them to draw cards either because we don't want to die to this, so... That's potentially really good. If they jump a questing beast, we take 6, we go to 6, but then we have a languish as backup. This can get on its way to start gaining us life, so we could stabilize pretty good here. Our hope is that, honestly, now we're hoping this is land, so they just go land questing beast, because if it's just more gas, we don't really want to languish a non-questing beast board. We're forced to, really. If they play anything else out here, we have to languish it. Removal spells? Sure. Yeah, we keep that. We're trying to play this card, so we keep a land here. Interesting. I don't know if that's... I guess Chromatic Lantern's cool, right? You want to interact with Chromatic Lantern, but it seems potentially kind of awkward that, like, if this was a creature, you'd probably be worse off this game, right? I guess you feel like you have to have it for Chromatic Lantern, and it was, like, okay there, but we could just, like, been out of this game completely. I mean, they have haste threats. We don't have instant speed removal, so we could just die. Like, if we kill this and they have a questing beast off the top, congratulations, they win. Is there anything in the sideboard that we care about? Nah, just go for our main deck. Grab Gifted Aetherborn is the greedy play. I think I'm gonna go for Aetherborn because it could keep them off of future threats as well. They can't really attack through it here. Although if they have another Kenra, then we do die. But, I mean, we're kind of just trying to stabilize as best we can. I think this is good, because if they have another, like, 2-drop haste creature here, they can't really attack, right? That they can attack with. And we'll block, because it's a removal spell that gains 2 life. Five, 6. Do we just have to Extinction Event? I don't think we just have to. I think we'll give them a turn to draw a 2-drop. If they draw a 2-drop, if they don't, then we die. Does this matter? Probably not. We're probably just dead. We're so very close to Sugan. We just jam this here. Did we just put ourselves dead to a questing beast off the top of their deck? Yes. Are we going to lose to it? Well, if they have it, obviously. But maybe we're lucky. Oh, wait, I can't right-click cancel that? That was not something we were trying to do. Okay. We'll go odd. And then we'll oops them. And then we'll pass the turn. Yeah, that was a line that we took. Let's see if we can win this game through our Pitfall. I think this is pretty clearly like a removal spell or a land, so we're just holding on as best we can. Alright, well, hey, here's an Ugin. If they keep bricking, we can potentially win, even though we played an Extinction Event for 0 value. So we need to +1 more, so we need to try for 2 more turns, and we're at 2, and they have a deck full of hasty 2-drops that attack for 2. Easy. Heartless Act, right? That just protects us. That's exactly what we just need to... That's what's going to save us. If we just 2-drop a Heartless Act. Because that kills everything. Yeah. And then we have an Ugin minus here to gain 7, and yeah, we won! A little bit clunky, a little bit scrappy, but we got there. So the deck felt pretty good. I enjoyed playing it. I definitely want to work on it moving forward. If you enjoyed this content, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, and have a good one.